Back in the 90s, there was this big thing in Houston that was on the news that people were doing, that when you're coming around off an interstate, and you still have speed, they'll slam on their brakes and then you'll hit the back of them, and then they'll sue you and make a claim against your insurance for a bunch of money. It's like, I was like, unbelievable. It's just gross. It's just like dirty and sad and unintelligent that people are doing this. But I think that, when I actually got out there and started like talking to people about my feelings, I realized that a lot of people have some type of mindset where it's like, you're out to just get as much money and things in the world, and somebody else has to pay for it. Good for you that you're able to succeed in getting that. And without any real type of they don't have any real type of morals or ethics. It's just kind of what goes around, right? They're Republicans, they're Democrats, whatever. This is actually what they socialize into. It's kind of like this amorphous blob without any real logic to it. That's just about selfish ambitions that people are, going around the world in go-karts, and until you get involved, seriously involved in something like Yeshua, like the Bible, and doing what he said, and game theory, and seeing why this is what we should be doing, that it is the correct answer. In physics, engineering, that you don't really start gaining the abilities to get out. This is a trap where you all are going to destroy each other, right? You don't really gain the ability to get out of that unless you start getting into things like this. So it's like I love people. I'm glad that people are here. I'd rather have corrupt people here than no one here, because if they are, at least there's something, right? Something to start with. And then we can just start sowing information and trying to figure out how to reach people and bring them up into a better place of morals and ethics. Because it actually makes you healthier and more successful. That's what people don't understand. Right now, healthy and successful people have a lot on their backs at a certain point. If you're not actually having to handle a lot of the turbulence in society, I don't care that you're rich. I just think you're just a part of the problem circulating around. I don't see how that actually couldn't be the case. So it's we really have to measure what is actually success. Constantly ripping people off and exploiting people and being rich because of it, that doesn't really constitute as success, because you're just a parasite. You're not actually helping people along. It's funny, because then that gets contradicted as if you fund somebody that genuinely does something for the world. Kind of gets contradicted. So we're in a big weird mess here, where we actually have solutions being invented because of unethical situations. And then we use technology and processes and prayer and communication to start getting all the ethics to people, and we're still left over with the result of living in this chaotic, turbulent, mean, evil world that we were innovating because we had those problems. And so it's I hate it because something good actually is coming out of this. I think it was Yeshua. It was Yeshua that said that. I think what he said was that it was the sons of that the people of this world are more prudent than the sons of light. That's what he said. you know, it just makes me think of a lot of things, you know. I don't really like it, because we have to like live in a bad world to end up with, you know, more prudent people with solutions that overcome this bad world. But like when would that actually end? Like it ends when you want to stop it. We're like, okay, we're not going to support a bad world any longer. Not that, you know, not that Jesus, or I don't know anything like that. What I'm saying is that, like, it's the concept of valuing it itself. I mean, how could you not like see, like, pick up something and say, oh, hey, you know, I found this in the chaos, this is cool. You know, either, you know, things do have value, they have inherent value, intrinsic value. It's like a part of actually righteousness to be able to see that, right? The fact that it's mixed up with evil, it doesn't change the actual, you know, placement in the universe of something having value. And if you're not able to see it, it's like, you know, you're not really helping yourself exactly. You're just, you know, you're blind to that at least. It's really weird. It's really weird. I don't really like it. But so if, like, you know, if we're valuing the products of like evil systems, I don't know, when does that ever end? When are people going to say, like, you know, we're not going to do this? Hopefully there's a point. I really hope there's a point.